Okay, so good evening, one and all present here. I'm going to initiate the topic of uh, the presentation. I would like to go ahead with the very first topic, that why people resist change even when it is good for them. So I would like to initiate with the meaning of like what the change is. So change is basically means becoming different from what we were earlier or what something was earlier or before. So it basically refers to a situation when we are altering or we are developing or we are transforming over time. So yes, so I think change is actually it is important for everybody's life. So it is, we all know that why changes are important for our growth, for our development, and changes are also important for us to be to just to become ready to adapt the new situations and to adapt the innovation and to to achieve the progress in our life, to do the improvement, because change brings new opportunities and better ways of doing things. So it's a kind of change. A change is a kind of uh, it's it's basically a kind of key that is bringing the opportunities and opportunities in your life. It is actually, change teaches us the learning. Changes basically change provides us the new knowledge. Change provides us the skill and the experiences. So I think changes in the even in the society help the remove the outdated practices and promote changes basically change promotes more and more opportunities for us. But we have seen like that some people, they are reluctant to change. If I talk about, it's not about some people, like when it comes to me as well. Suppose that if there is a kind of change in my schedule, now I know that what my schedule is, the time I wake up, the time I go to school, the time I come back. So there is a schedule of everything. But suppose that if all of a sudden a change occurs in that schedule, so it would be hard for me to adapt that change. The thing is I am getting very obviously now I'm getting used to that schedule, that I don't want any change in my schedule. But yes, some people, they are reluctant to change, to just adapt that change. So there are several reasons that why, even they know that changes are very good for them and changes are very important for them, like as I had mentioned that why changes are important. But still, why people, they do not want change in their life. The very first reason is, as I mentioned, that we just find comfort, because whatever we are doing, obviously, like it is proven as well that the work that you are doing, suppose that if you have started a work initially, so the your productivity would be less initially. But once you start doing that work, you would be very uh, you know habitual of doing that work, that you would be able to complete the task of work easily, without any hesitation, or without like anxiety, or without any depression, or your productivity would start increasing just because of that comfort. Now you're getting into that work. So the second reason, the first reason is the comfort. The second reason is that people, they feel comfortable with what they already know. And the change, obviously, if I am let's just speak about a simple thing. If I want to make a habit of learning something, make a habit of bring a change in my schedule, by I suppose that if I want to learn a different language, say French or German, so obviously now it will be quite hard for me, because it will bring uncertainty, it will bring fear about what might happen next. If I'm not going to learn this language, so what would be happen? There would be chances that if I am not going to give time to my English classes or to my Hindi practice, so I would just not be able to learn English, or like either English or French. So I think there is a kind of fear. And apart from this, I think most of the people, they are actually very okay with their jobs. Most of the time we have seen, like the people where they are working, and especially in India, they don't want to switch their jobs, because they know that somewhere once they start working, they are getting actually habitual, and they want the job security. So the people, they worry that they may not be able to adapt or succeed after the change. So somewhere they are having the lack of confidence. But it is actually very necessary that you should, at least be or start start walking towards that change. Yes, because this is one of the biggest reason that the change brings failure sometimes. And in most of the cases, yes, change sometimes involves risk. And that is why the people, they, they may fear making mistakes or failing. But I think we should, keep this thing in my mind that the work that we are doing currently, or whatever we are doing currently, it also started with the mistakes. So I think mistakes is not about feel ashamed. It's not about something wrong. It's about that you are learning something different. So I think we just need to get rid of that attachment to the old ways, to the old traditions, to the old ideas, so that we can learn something different and we can explore the good opportunities that we have in our path. Like the simplest example, I think, like earlier we all know that how technology was actually exploited. But now we know, like since COVID, we all know that how it proved actually helpful in terms of education and in terms of many way, that how it actually didn't uh, you know it helped in not it helped in just continuing the education of our children and of us as well. So I think, yes, we should be, people often resist change because it creates uncertainty, but accepting change can lead to growth and new opportunities. That's it.
Well structured it was. Uh, okay, let's talk about a few improvements. The first one is developing, developing. Okay. Next one is comfortable. Next one is somewhere they have lack of, they're having lack of is incorrect. Somewhere they have lack of confidence, or somewhere to some extent, at some point they lack confidence. Somebody lacks something. Okay.